Hi, this is Don. Here we go again. I'm continuing. This is the fourth video in the series on the Fair Youth Sonnets. Uh, I want to shift my attention over to the Stratfordians now. Have a couple books that I really like on the subject. One is Shakespeare, His Life, Work, and Era by Dennis Kay. The other one is Like to the Lark by Frederick J. Pohl. Now, both of these authors mention the same facts, that a will was discovered by an Alexander Houghton that had the name William Shakeshaft. That he was apprenticed as a player, and that Alexander was leaving him some money because, in order, I'm not going to try to state this whole story. You can check out either of these two books. The Pool one, though, is the interesting one, because he kind of figured out the mystery of who the fair youth was. So I checked the internet, and I haven't found much. I haven't found anything in regards to this. So it's still kind of a secret. Not too many people know about it. So, anyways, what I was saying is Alexander Houghton left the exact sum of money that it would take for William Shakeshaft to not have to work as a servant or as a farmhand, which was stipulated by the Queen that anybody that made less than that amount of money or income had to hire themselves out as either one of those two things, a servant or a farmhand. So back in those days, an apprenticeship was 7 years. So right after high school, or when Shakespeare became 18 years old, the next 7 years would be in this apprenticeship. So how did Shakespeare, at such a young age, these are the lost years of Shakespeare that not too much was known about for a long time, but he ended up in Lancashire. And how that happened was that his school teacher, who had replaced another teacher, had come from Lancashire, so he obviously gave the recommendation to Alexander Houghton to employ William. So anyways, that's the background of what I'm going to share here. Now, Pohl had looked at the dedication to the sonnets and saw the initials WH, and he wondered if there was a person with those initials living in Lancashire. So he was able to trace down one name only that fit those initials, William Houghton. So I earlier mentioned Sonnet 23. Now, I don't know if you can, I gotta make my screen bigger here to fit this in. So if you look at Sonnet 23 here, there's that mention of the tongue down in line 12, as I mentioned. But further up here near the top, I don't know if you can do a screenshot of this page. Maybe it'd be easier to follow what I'm saying, but find yourself a copy of Sonnet 23. It says, so I, for fear of trust, forget to say. It's kind of like he wants to give the name, it seems like. If you read this whole sonnet, oh, learn to read what silent love hath writ. Silent love. He's not speaking. He's not giving the name here. But the name, Houghton, is kind of in there 3 times. The how part is actually who. So if you change the letters around, you've got a who, and a whose. So there's 3 whos. And then there's the word tongue. The first part, the ton, makes Houghton 3 times. He's reiterated this, but he's being very tentative. He's not making it totally clear in that particular sonnet. So John Wesley Houghton, with all these references to your name will live forever, and that Shakespeare's saying over and over again, John Wesley Houghton found this sonnet 81 that seemed to be the one that is more forward, where it's saying, I'm trying to find this. Your name, this would be line 2, 4, 6. No. It would be line 5. Your name from hence immortal life shall have. It seems like he's saying, if you read this sonnet, it seems like it's giving a very clear picture, saying, this is the name. Here's where you'll find it, right here in this sonnet. But oddly, Hodson, as Pohl explains, was not able to find the name. What he came up with was William Hatcliffe of Lancashire. And so he went through all the sonnets and he couldn't find the word cliff. So right there it should have told him that that wasn't the name. But what he did was he took words like life and what and that, and he just took off a letter, like what is hat, and life and whatever. He came up with life instead of cliff. And so it was pretty far stretched, but it was going in the right direction. But it took Pohl to figure out where it was at here in Sonnet 81. So let's take a look at this sonnet here. Here again, maybe if you took a screenshot, you'd be able to see this a little better. But so in line 3, it says from hence. And then in line 5, it repeats that from hence. It's 2 times. So look immediately after that, and you have an although, which has the hough part of his name. And then at the end of that line, it says, although in me each part will be forgotten. So you've got the whole name right there, Houghton, in those two syllables of although and forgot ton. Then he does it a second time after the second from hence. In line 2, 4, 6, though I, there again is how, or ho, I mean. And down in the 11th line is tongues. So the beginning of tongues is ton. So for the second time, the name Houghton is present in this one sonnet. And as it turns out, it's also found in sonnets 80, 83, 85, and 95. One time in each of those, if you check those out. Like here's sonnet 80 on the opposite page. You can see, oh how, there's the how, and then the tongue is in the fourth line. So you can see that pretty clearly. So this is where the name is found in those sonnets. Now, if you look back at 13, William Houghton's father's name was Thomas Houghton. He died in battle. So it kind of mentions, that's kind of another clue. It says, you had a father. It doesn't say you have a father. It says, you had a father. Let your son say so. And then there's another clue, which is quite good here in, let's see, okay, number 82 on the next page after 81. It says in the first line, I grant thou wert not married to my muse. Let's see if we can zoom in on that. So what he's talking about there is not William Houghton, but William Houghton, a playwright in the Admiral's Company. So that's a different name, but it's a good clue again. So obviously that's the mystery that we've been seeking here. The poems are in on numerous occasions are giving us these clues, and finally in this sonnet 81 we get the information we need to figure it out, who the fair youth is. So I've already went 13 and a half minutes. I think I'll stop here, but we can